You are watching MAVFEATS episode 33. I'm gonna make a video for each anime this season. You're watching episode 33. Okay, for real this time, we actually only have one episode left. BEM is a show about three yokai who dream to become human, and so they live in a town where people constantly betray each other, kill each other. There are monsters running rampant where other yokai are killing people. But these three yokai, BEM, Bella, and Bello. BEM is a guy who looks like a mafia dude. Bella is a yokai that looks like a girl, and Bello is a yokai that looks like a dude. Looks like a little boy. And these three go against all of the yokai, and they fight to help other humans, and they fight for justice because they want to become humans themselves. And so they fight crime and they fight for justice, and they continue because one day they hope to become human just from helping enough people. And so in this town where there are people where the police take money from a group known as the Helmsmen, which I think in this anime is just going to function as the mafia, because what is said is that they control this block and that they are giving money to the police, and because of that the police will look another way. Now, I have not seen the original, but I learned when I was looking up the show that this show is an adaptation of a very, very old show from the late 60s known as Yokai Ningen BEM. And then there was another one called that was also by the same name, Yokai Ningen BEM, but this one was in 2006 rather than in the late 60s. English names are like Demon Man BEM or Humanoid BEM. Meanwhile, this adaptation from this season is just known as BEM. Now, the first thing I thought about this show is that the music is fucking sick, but really it's just one jam at the beginning that sounds really good. But yeah, so this is a show that is an adaptation of these two shows that both had 26 episodes each and are directed by the same guy who directed Midori. And for those of you who don't know what Midori is, it's a very gory horror story about a girl going to a circus for freaks, and basically she's like orphaned and scared, and she gets mistreated by everybody there. Like, she is raped on multiple occasions. It's a really dark piece of media that I would only recommend to the strong-hearted. No normies allowed. And so the conceit about all of these shows is the exact same thing. It's just these three yokai who are kind of ugly. They look way uglier in the other anime. In this one, they all look pretty hot and they all look good. They all look like fucking models, especially the girl and the kid and the dude. I mean, Bella and Bello, they both look great with like red hair and blue hair designs. Is his hair blue? It might be white. I'm not sure, but whatever. So yeah, their designs are pretty good. Everyone else in the show looks pretty lackluster. They seem to have like no emotion, and their faces are just like bleh. I don't know if that's like a trait of yokai. Actually, no, I don't think so, because the goo guy that we saw in this anime had a whole lot more emotion. Maybe he knows what it's like to have emotion. Maybe they also have emotion but don't know how to act on it because they figure it's not like a yokai thing to have. But these guys want to become human, except for really Bello, who seems to kind of dislike humans because so many times, and that's the main point of the series, is that so many times they are betrayed by humans because they look like demons. They are shit on, they are attacked, and you know, they've been betrayed thousands of times when they're only trying to help people. Even in this episode. Okay. I don't want to get to the end yet. Okay, hold up. So it would seem that this show has transformed from like what seems like a kid show from what the shows in the 60s and the 2006 adaptation did, but this one seems like it's trying to be more serious, more edgy, more fucking graphic. You see characters get sliced in half. In this town, it's pretty fucked up, dude. Like, this girl was going to help an old lady, and that lady went and fucking stole her car. Like, after she went to go help her, that like some I don't know if that was the lady, but some old lady went and took her fucking car and dipped and just drove away. So, you know, this is a fucked up town. Apparently the people of the city also know that. The citizens know that they're being paid, that the police are being paid off to just look the other way. It's pretty insane. Also, you can tell that the show is just, you know, attempting to be the new version of that show, even though I don't even know if that show was particularly popular or a hit or anything. I don't even know why the show got an adaptation. Maybe it's somebody's dream. Maybe somebody who grew up watching the show is the one who is like who is you know, making this or pushing the show. But you know, this show just like even the MAO entries of the older anime, like none of them seemed like they were really popular or seen by that many people or even rated well. And also, I've never fucking heard of this show. But honestly, what the fuck do I know? I'm just some fucking American. Why would I know about some Japanese show from the 60s, right? Even if I am Ultra Lord Weeb God King. Anyway, so how this show basically starts out is we are introduced to this woman with blonde hair who seems to be quite a righteous, like self-righteous chick who has basically, I think she's new to the city because she has been sent on the outside of a bridge. I guess she's from another city. We don't really know that much about it. All we know is that she is now in this new town where there are you know, she's seeing crimes on the street and shit, and she's trying to stop it, and all of her police co-workers are telling her to stop and telling her to relax and to not try and stop shit. And like there's a point that happens where there's a kid who's getting robbed, and she stops the car to go help him, and like the dudes who were robbing him, they run away, and then the kid who was getting robbed, she's like, "Are you okay?" And the kid's just like, "It's nothing, don't worry about it," and he just gets up and walks away, like even though he was literally just being fucking beat up and shit. So as you can tell, this show really, the area they are in is not the most ideal place to live. Actually, I ended up looking at it or just seeing it. It was the lady that she was helping that fucking took her car and dipped. Ain't that some shit, man? Ain't that some fucking shit? See, this is why you don't help anybody ever. Anyway, the plot of this episode is that there's some weird goo monster who really got my hopes up that he would, you know, or you know, that it would be I was really hoping for some slime girls, you know. I just really wanted to see some slime girls. There are not that anime that have slime girls. None of them feature slime girls. It's fucking terrible, depressing. I want to live somewhere where there are more slime girls. That's what I'm saying. And what we get is some dude who's made out of water and is not the kind of slime girl I was hoping for. Fuck that guy. Now, one thing that is pretty interesting about the show is that the backgrounds actually look pretty good in this show. You know, I gotta say, I think what it is that the show was based on New York City because the buildings look exactly like New York City, right? And so what they did was that it's like this beautiful art style. They probably like taken a picture of like some buildings and like maybe drawn over them or just digitized them because it looks realistic, but like with a filter over it. You know what I mean? It does look like it is an anime, but it looks like something that came from not anime. I don't really know how people feel about this show, but I don't know if people think it's bad, if people think that it's great or whatever, but you know, honestly, I think all I can say is that I just think the show is dumb overall. Like, I think it's just wacky. There's a bunch of crazy shit that happens that I think is just dumb, not necessarily bad, just, you know, kind of wacky. You know, it's kind of goofy kind of show that's not really out to be that deep, but I mean, it's a fucking adaptation of a kid's show. Big surprise, am I right? There's a point in this show where this girl, our blonde haired righteous chick, is about to get hit by a car because she's pursuing the perceived robber of the woman who just stole her car, but she doesn't know that she stole her car, and so she is chasing after this robber. And that's when our boy BEM comes to save her, and he like grabs her because she's just about to get hit by a fucking car, probably her car, probably the lady trying to fucking run her over. But he saves her, and He says, do you want to die? And you know BEM, he looking fresh. He's got this like top hat and like a skull cane. He's a fucking mafia boss or some shit. Wonder if we're gonna get some backstory about why and like how are they yokai. Like what? You can't just be a yokai from the beginning, right? They weren't born yokai, were they? And does anybody that die become a yokai? Okay, upon second inspection, there's more than one song in this show that are pretty good. There are a couple good songs. There are some good tracks. They sound kind of similar, just kind of like jazzy kind of songs. Feels like New York, gotta say. Feels like New York. But yeah, the music's not bad. I'd say I'd give it a positive remark because there are just tracks that stand out that I think are pretty good. So since she is saved, you can tell that she senses that she may not be the only person who is out here in this city fighting for justice. You know, she's not the only one who's caring about other people because she just got saved by BEM. And BEM and Bello and Bella are all fighting for justice, but they're not really like righteous in the way that she is. Like, she's doing it because she wants to be, I guess, perceived as good. But the reason why BEM, Bella, and Bello are doing it are for reasons that are completely selfish. And you could say that that is, you know, in an essence, what makes somebody human. They don't look not like humans, but obviously this is the version where they look super hot. Who knows, the show could have had like a cult following if it had more ugly protagonists. So I wonder what it is that's keeping them from becoming human. Is it true that if they do enough good things, they will become human? What if they actually have to be doing things to be good? Maybe that's what they have to learn from our main character, is that she is not doing it for any personal reason. She's doing this because she thinks it's right. She's doing this because she believes in humanity and wants to fight for it. That's why she became a law enforcement officer, why she became a police officer, is because she wants to help people. She doesn't want to hurt people. Meanwhile, BEM looks like a fucking mafia boss, so in his past life, he probably wasn't a nice guy. So why he wants to be human, I don't know. Does he want to be human so he can commit crimes? Probably not, because that wouldn't make sense, because he's apparently stronger than like a lot of the other yokai, and he could still just do the things that all the other evil yokai are doing, but he is still, you know, trying to fight for people, trying to help people out. So I don't really entirely understand why, but there's definitely something here about this show, and I think it's really interesting. Maybe Bella and Bello are both BEM's kids from their past life before they died, and now that they don't remember their past or some shit like that, they feel like they haven't had a chance at life, and so they are trying to become humans. Who knows? Who fucking knows? You know, for people who want to, or yokai that want to become human, they still let a whole lot of people die. For 3 of them, I've only seen them save 1 people, and I've seen tons of people die in this episode. There are guys who are being sliced in half while fucking BEM is just like napping before he's transformed. Like, for people, if they want to save people, they're not even doing that good of a job because they are letting a whole lot of people die. There's a whole lot of fuck shit still going on. So later on in the episode, we get a fighting scene between BEM and that water guy. And so they are fighting. BEM beats the shit out of him, but the guy escapes. BEM has some weird electricity move for some reason. What a yokai. And the guy says to BEM before he leaves, he's like, did you also give up your humanity to gain power? One of the things he says is, I realized that right before when I was drowning or something, that water is the most powerful and that it can do everything that humans can't do. And so he decided to become water as a yokai and he also said that he asked BEM if he went to the professor. BEM doesn't know who this professor is. Clearly he's some guy who can probably help, but probably won't help since he made this villain guy. The point is that the water guy gave up his humanity to become water and to become a yokai. And Bella says, isn't that funny that he gave up his humanity? Meanwhile, we're fighting to gain our humanity, or to earn it per se. But at the end of that, the water guy has dipped out and he's gone somewhere else because he's got fucked up by BEM, because BEM is a goat, I guess. A little bit after that is where water guy turns into some weird form where he has like an actual body and he doesn't look like a gooey water female thing, and he's just doing his thing, killing more people. And you know, of course BEM shows up and he starts fighting him again. You know, so does the girl, the blonde haired chick who was who's our main character. She shows up and she's fucking shocked. This alien dude fucking, or yokai fucking like slices 2 of her fucking police officers. One of the guys who was taking money from the mafia, he kills one of those 2 guys, and he kills 2 guys, one of which being that guy, and like with fucking water. Maybe he's right. Maybe water really is that powerful. Maybe water really can do anything, because he just fucking sliced those guys so fast. So he didn't have to fucking kill him like that. That was insane. Normally he goes around drowning people, which is weird. I don't know why his goal was to just go around drowning people, but I mean, that's his thing. He goes and he drowns people, and he's a water guy who can come from anywhere and drown anybody anywhere he wants. And so every time he drowns somebody, they're like, dude, there's no water here, is what the police are saying. They're like, there's no water here. How did this person drown? What's going on? Is this like a serial murder case? And so this is the part that confuses me. After some fighting and some beating it, at some point BEM actually defeats the water guy and kills him, right? And after that, BEM starts to run away, and he's running away, and the woman, you know, blonde-haired chick, she's like chasing after him, like, wait, right? And she's like, because she pointed a gun at him, and so he runs, and after she catches up to him, because he just runs a bit more and stops and shit, he turns around and looks at her, and he's turning back to the form he was, and he turns back to his human form. And then that's when she just starts shooting and unleashing the fucking bullets out on him. And you know, obviously the bullets are coming inside of his body and just like pushing out, you know, kind of like weird gooey kind of thing, like they get caught in his body and he just pushes them out. And he's also naked. Pretty gross. But she starts fucking shooting him. So at that point, that makes me think, okay, this guy literally just saved him and has done nothing. He has done nothing aggressive to anybody. He saved her at some point. He literally saved her from dying. And she's fucking shooting him right now. That's what's fucking confused me. I don't understand why she would do this. At first I thought she was righteous. Now I think she's just stupid. This is pathetic. Maybe she will grow from this, but it was pretty shitty. You know, even the characters, even Bella and Bello are like, see, you shouldn't have trusted her. You knew this was gonna happen. This keeps on happening. It always happens. Humans always betray us. They always try and kill us. And you know, I mean, they're fucking right. Everyone, I can't believe that she would fucking shoot them after that. What the fuck? She has not even been affected by the town yet. And yet she's already trying to fucking shoot people who are literally helping her. She's doing the exact same thing as that woman who got robbed and then fucking stole her car. She's doing the exact same thing. Somebody came to help her and she fucking stabbed them in the back. It's fucking sad. You know, that could have been the beginning of a really beautiful friendship, but no, she had to fucking shoot him. And so afterwards, all of that, after he is just like, well, you know, I guess I'm not surprised. There's a scene of her, like, of the mafia dude offering her money, you know, to look the other way, and she thinks about it, and there's like the 2 or 3 seconds of her just like considering it, and then she slaps it down, like, okay, she still has, you know, she still has morals, but, you know, I mean, she doesn't have smarts. She's not fucking smart. She's fucking stupid. Fuck her. I don't care. My son BEM is a G, and fuck you, slut, die. She just needs to work on her critical thinking skills, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, that's all I've got to say about BEM. Hope you enjoyed. This has been MAVFEATS episode 33. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.